Hi, I am Ayushi Rawat and welcome to my channel. Today we will discuss the September Leetcode Challenge Day 17 problem. Robot bounded in circle. Now let's have a look at the problem statement. On an infinite plane, a robot initially stands at coordinates 0, 0 and faces north. The robot can receive one of the three instructions. G. Go straight 1 unit. L. Turn 90 degree to the left. R. Turn 90 degrees to the right. The robot performs the instructions given in order and repeats them forever. Return true if and only if there exists a circle in the plane such that the robot never leaves the circle. Okay, now let's have a look at the examples. Example 1. GGLLGG. Output is true. The explanation reads, the robot moves from 0, 0 to 0, 2, turns 180 degree and then returns to 0, 0. When repeating these instructions, the robot remains in the circle of radius 2, centered at the origin. The next example reads, input is GG, the output is false. Why? Because in this case, the robot will move to the north indefinitely. Next example, the last one, input is GL, output stands true. Why? Because the robot moves from 0, 0 to 0, 1 to 1, 1 to minus 1, 0 and again back to 0, 0. That is, the robot has returned to the origin. That's why we returned true. Now let's read the note. 1 is less than equals to instruction dot length is less than equals to 100. The second instruction reads, instruction of I is in G, L and R. Now let's look at the hints. Hint 1 reads, calculate the final vector of how the robot travels after executing all instruction ones. It consists of a change in position plus a change in direction. Hint 2 reads, the robot stays in circle if and only if, looking at the final vector, it changes direction. That is, does not stay pointing north or it moves 0. There are only two scenarios where the robot can come back to its original location. One being, the robot is already back to its origin by the end of the string traversal, and the robot is away from the origin but heading to a different direction from its initial direction. Let's say suppose the robot is facing left by the end of the first string's traversal. After that, 3 other traversals of left to left to left, it brings back to the origin. A second example would be, robot is facing down by the end of the first string traversal. In that case, it takes another traversal for it to get back to the origin. We can actually keep a list of all possible directions. What would that be? The coordinates 0, 1, minus 1, 0, 0, minus 1 and 1, 0. We can swap dx and dy and add a negative sign to one of it to rotate the direction by 90 degrees, right? The proof is the dot product of dx, dy and dx and dy minus dx is 0. What does that mean? That these two vectors are perpendicular to each other. It should become more clearer to you once we code. So let's quickly head over to the coding section. First, I will define the direction as coordinate 0, 1 and I'll declare x and y as 0. Now, I will run a loop over instructions. Now I will check if instruction is equals to g. In that case, I will append x plus di of 0 to x and I'll substitute y of di 1 to y. Otherwise, I will check if the instructions is equals to j. In that case, I will set coordinates di as minus of di1 and di of 0. Else, I will substitute di as di of 1 and minus di of 0. At the end, I will return true either if x or y equals to 0 or direction is not equals to 0, 1 coordinates. Now let's try running the code. Now let's try submitting it. And it's done. You can join my Discord server and Telegram channel for regular updates. You can find the code at my GitHub repository. Link is available in the description box below. If you wish to connect with me on other social platforms, the link is mentioned in the description box below. If you have any queries or suggestions, please feel free to ask. If you like the video, hit the like button and subscribe my channel. Thank you for watching.